Cheryl Dice.
How many of you in this room believe that you cannot sing? By a show of hands. About half of you. That's about right. I've read that 60% of people believe that they cannot sing. And for most of my life, I was among that 60%. Until about 7 years ago, when I was living in Hawaii and I participated in a workshop. I attended the introduction to the workshop, and the facilitators explained that although they sang in this workshop, it wasn't really about singing. It was about using the voice to move energy. And I was a bereavement counselor at the time, and I knew that energy was just blocked or repressed feelings that we had pushed down. So I was intrigued. I ended up signing up for this 8-week workshop without fully knowing what it entailed. They mentioned that there was a performance after the 8 weeks. And I thought, well, after 8 weeks of being with the same group of people, that should be okay. After I signed up for the workshop, they invited me to come to a performance of a group that was coming to an end. So a few weeks later, I went to the performance. When I walked into the venue, I nearly had a heart attack. There were 200 people in the audience. They had a live band, backup singers, costumes. It was a full-on show. I sat in the back going, oh my God, I can't do that. I had never done anything like that before. But I had already written the check, made the commitment. So a few days later, I showed up for the beginning of my 8-week workshop. We started out with a weekend together. We sang group songs, we bonded. It was really fun. And at the end of the weekend, we were all asked to bring in a song. By then I felt pretty connected to the group, and I thought, oh, this should be easy. Until I stood up in front of the group to sing my song. I took that microphone. Nothing would come out. The facilitators jumped up. They had me take a few deep breaths, and then they started my song again. I could barely get any sound to come out. And I couldn't look at anyone. But I left that weekend proud of myself, because I had just done something that terrified me. I did it. The next 7 weeks were a real adventure. We went on what they called a song journey. Each week they would assign a song to us based on where we felt we had blocks, where they felt that there was feelings that needed to be released. I cried during some of the songs I sang as it tapped into feelings of unworthiness. One of the most powerful songs they gave me was called Open the Gate Up. It was this hard rock, raw song. Open the gate up! I sang this song over and over and over again, and as I did, this rage came bubbling forth. And as a bereavement counselor, I knew that they couldn't make me feel anything that wasn't in me. And as I sang that song, I felt lighter and lighter. And it was getting easier to stand up in front of that group and sing. I hadn't really let myself think about the 8th week. They called it Performance Week. And then that 8th week, the fear stepped in. I remember the morning of the show, waking up exhausted. I had tossed and turned all night long, worrying about whether I was going to make a fool of myself, or whether I'd would forget the words, or sing off key. I thought about calling in scared. But I ended up showing up. I had made a commitment to the other group members and to myself. As I stood backstage waiting to go on and sing my individual song, I peered behind the curtain and there were 200 people in the audience. My heart was beating out of my chest. I felt sick to my stomach. So I did what they had taught us to do every time we got up in front of the group to sing. I felt my feet on the ground and I took a few deep breaths to bring myself into the present moment. And then I stepped onto the stage and I felt like I was walking in slow motion. And lend your voices only to sounds of freedom. No longer lend your strength to that which you wish to be free from. Fill your lives with love and bravery, and you shall lead a life uncommon. I did it! I did it! I was met with this wave of love and acceptance as the audience stood and cheered for me. This was a mountaintop, life-changing experience. I was so inspired by what had happened over that 8 weeks that I became a volunteer for their workshops, later trained as a facilitator. And over the last 7 years, I have learned that the voice is one of the most powerful tools you can use to unblock repressed feelings. And I learned that it's our beliefs about our voice and those repressed feelings that actually block our voices. And I learned that we are biologically created to sing a wide range of notes. We were created to sing. We are meant to sing. And I know that I am in a room full of people who know the importance of self-expression. And you do it with your speeches. And today, my fellow Toastmasters, I would like to challenge you to take it one step